Hi, I'm Art Bailey, and this is the NUMA Accelerated Healing System. This system is a wonderful composite of two great healing technologies: magnetics and a grounded, earth-based grounding device. We put these two technologies together, and the result is you dramatically heal faster. People kept giving us feedback. I had the feedback from myself. I had a severe knee injury and later a foot injury. The black and blue came out in a matter of days instead of weeks. I thought that was pretty impressive. I started asking other people to try it post-surgery, and sure enough, the recovery time was dramatically faster. All I can tell you is what the feedback is at this time. We're trying to do some studies through PTs to see what they see about it. But I'm convinced personally, and that's why I'm offering it to you. I don't offer anything I don't believe in. So what we did was take some really powerful magnets. These magnets have about a 2-foot radiation field, meaning they'll extend out to 2 feet, so it doesn't matter how much you wrap around them. You have a chain that makes it easy to put around something, and you can take it apart with little Velcro hinges. So if you need a smaller piece for a smaller leg or arm, or something like the back of your hand, you simply wrap it around, put a ground potential on, plug this ground into any grounded outlet, and it's the equivalent of you going out there standing 8 foot deep in dirt. And so how does all this really work? Well, explain it in plain language. Magnetics produces a radiation. That radiation helps to stimulate cellular healing, reduce inflammation, reduce overall body pain by disrupting the pain signals, and even stimulate the healing of bones. Now, there's many patented concepts out there for all this. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm just making it work better. So you take this magnetic chain and an earth-based grounding device, which allows you to plug into the ground rod. Now, why is that important? We were designed to charge as batteries. Believe it or not, we were born barefoot. And when you stand barefoot upon the ground, the free radical corruption leaves your body. The new ions come in. They stimulate cellular healing with an analog signal. And I think that's impressive for the people that figured that out. My question was, when I read this in a sports injury journal, why isn't everyone grounded from injuries? Don't know. It's just one of those strange things. Well, it turns out a lot of people had this phobia about electricity. A little lady had a fractured hip a while back, 80 years old, and she just wouldn't use it. So I tried to explain it to her in a way she could understand. I said, "Now, Mom, I want you to go out there and stand in your flower bed next to it and put your hand in the dirt. Would that make you afraid?" No, it wouldn't. And how about one of these metal bird feeders? You put it in the ground there, right there, and if you grab it, it wouldn't make you afraid. No, it wouldn't. Well, you know, this little plug's the same as holding on to that out there, because it goes through the wiring in the house and outside and plugs right into that little rod, and that makes you stand in dirt. Now, that shouldn't make you afraid. And you see, we took out the electrical parts. We wouldn't want you to get shocked. And she thought about that, and okay, that's not so scary. At the other end, we have a hypoanalgesic bracelet, meaning you don't get affected by it being some trashy material. It's a silver inlay. And all you have to do is plug it in, put it on your arm or leg. I sleep with it for years now. I don't get up as often, don't snore as much, so I've been told. A lot of people came in and said they quit snoring. Their husband did, something like that. He's going to wear it now. I can understand that. But great side effects. Not only are you healing all night, you're standing in dirt, you're getting rid of free radicals. Now, I know people say, "Now, Art, I take this really nice, expensive stuff. They send it to me every month, about $50 a month. It's a capsule, and it gets rid of my free radicals." Yeah, it makes you pee them out of your body. But the truth is, you weren't made to do that. You were made to stand on dirt and charge like a battery. So doing it that way that you're doing, it's kind of like emptying the bathtub with a thimble. Yeah, you might be getting some out, but you weren't made to do it that way. I always tell people that didn't come out of the Garden of Eden with Nikes on. We were designed to be barefoot on the ground, but we've got to where we don't like to be so dirty all the time. So plug this in, stay out of the dirt, and it's the equivalent of going out there standing 8 foot deep in dirt, because that's how long that ground rod is that it's connected to. You can't get grounded better than that. So that's what we have. And how do we use this system? Well, a lot of ways to use it. If you have a pain in the neck, put it around a nice bath towel. Wrap it around a thick bath towel. Put it over your neck and shoulders. Sit back in a chair. Get this nice, cushy, comfortable weight around you. Feels kind of like the thunder blanket for the dog. And then you put the ground on your arm. You sit back. You listen. You watch TV. You read. When you get up, you feel better. Or you could lay across your hip or lay on your back. Lay it on your stomach when your guts aren't feeling good. People tells me it helps their GI tract. All I can tell you is what people are coming back with testimonies. You could lay it under your low back and just lay on it, or lay back into a chair. You could lay it all the way down your spine and sit on it just a little bit. That would elevate your sacrum, and it would just kind of decompress your spine while you're sitting in a nice straight chair. I do it in my rocking chair. A lot of things you can do for it, because magnetics does what it does. It's free energy. All we did was figure out how to make it work faster. When you use this ground potential, even without the magnets, the ground potential is always charging you. You can't go wrong with that. And what else can you do with it? Well, you could use it for a maintenance system, and you can use it for a first aid system. My recommendation is to add it to your first aid kit. Comes in a nice carry case. Just add it to your first aid kit. But truth is, you don't want to wait and get your money's worth out of it when you're injured. How about something else I can do with it, Art? Well, how about we use it as a body maintenance system? By that, make yourself feel better just by laying down 15 to 20 minutes, talk to Jesus, and let your body rehab a little bit. And how can you do that? Well, like I say, you can wrap any kind of towel you want around it, or you can use it by itself in the sleeve. I like the extra towel effect. It gives me that nice cushy effect. And again, you can break it up into any part that you want, however many pieces. Little Velcro hinges. Goes right back together. Put it in your sleeve. So how would we make a maintenance system? What does that mean? Well, try to reset a lot of things at one time. You could take it and you can multifold it just like a little accordion to how thick you want it till you had a block. And we did this in a real life pain relief system, basically using the magnetic pumps as blocks, but we can do this the same way. Make it as thick as you want and put one underneath your sacrum. And before I forget, if you wind up injuring your hand, of course, you tape it up and bandage. And then you put it inside something like a little oven mitt. You put your magnet on it, you strap it on with your Velcro straps. And that keeps you nice and safe, and you can just sleep with that comfortably. So we're going to use Charlie, or a mannequin, to show you how you can make yourself feel better. This little bone back here is called the sacrum, called the sacred bone. It controls the two halves of your hips, a lot of back pain and pressure. If you compress it solid, it creates what's called a still point. Resets your cranial pulse. It also rotates the hips back in place. So you take that little block, you put your sacrum on it, but before I do it that way, I usually lay back and I put one between my shoulder blades right here. It's called the dorsal hinge. It's where people wind up having a lot of breathing problems. All kinds of interesting things come out of that dorsal hinge. Some of these symptoms we call fibromyalgia are cleared when you clear that dorsal hinge. It's where you bend, but you get stuck down, and of course, a nerve's a gas hose. It's not electric wire. It's a little hose, leaves your spine, has some gas in it. If you squeeze it, you get a burning, pins, needles, and numbness till you run out of gas. If you pull it, it's real sharp. Gives you a sharp pain all the way to that electrical feeling. That's why people confuse nerves so often with electricity. The only thing electricity does is like the igniter on my stove. It turns on the gas. So I lay back normally with the one between my shoulder blades first. Then I scoot the other one underneath me to where it fits under my sacrum. Then I put my legs up on a pillow or a bolster. That takes the pressure out of your low back. Poor Charlie just don't have a leg to stand on here. Up. There we go. Normally we put the ground on either leg, and you can put it on your arm, it doesn't matter. But then the last piece is, now you're floating the body, but you want something comfortable under your head. And more than a pillow, how about a traction machine? Take your pillow, fold your magnet strip in half, put it inside the pillow, fold it in half, and put the edges under the base of your skull. And what it will do is open like a little clamshell and traction your neck. Now we make it easier with a little traction system that we've developed, which is a sleeve with ropes. Because when you're laying there, if you raise your head, to grab the pieces to put it back under your head is easier. You can just grab those ropes. So we do it this way, and we fold it together, and we put that under the base of our skull. So now Charlie's floating. He has one under the sacrum, under that thoracic hinge, and his neck is being tractioned. With your legs elevated, it relaxes your back, you breathe better, your body floats, which means the connective tissue expands faster, you're discharging your free radicals, you're recharging new ions, the magnetics is supercharging. You just turn that battery charger up, chill out 15-20 minutes, and get a rest. Many things will feel better. Again, at this point, you can place one of these heavy ones over your hips, and it just feels comfortable to have that weight down on your hip. You can, of course, just lay a big one like this underneath your low back and under the shoulders. That's another way of doing the same thing without making the blocks. I use a big bath towel, nice big cushy bath towels. Again, the magnetics have a 2-foot radiation. It's not like you're going to run away from the field or something like that. But if you do this, you will definitely feel better, and it's a nice way to maintenance your life. Now here's something important, how to get out of this position. And before that, how do you turn your back off? Most people keep asking me, how do you turn off the back? I normally take this bolster, you'll see this on the videos on my website. I set it on its side, the person puts their legs across it, opens the knees, and you fold all the way back. When you fold all the way back, it turns off all the nerves from your belly button down. And that's a nice thing to be able to do when you're really in misery. Go to my video and see how to turn your back off. I've had people call from the emergency room. How do you turn off the back? This is worth knowing. The next most important thing worth knowing is when your legs are up like that, do not straighten them until you get up. You don't want that muscle in your back to calibrate until it's ready. So normally my legs will be bent, I'd roll to my side, I'd drop my legs off, I'd breathe in my nose, and I would come up sideways. I'd use my side bending muscles, not that back muscle that we call the dog food muscle that goes out for no reason. I turn my weight, my feet inward, and when I put my weight upon my feet, I lean forward and come up, breathing in the nose, and my body calibrates taller. Now how nice is that? It's not hard to do. One of the most important things I can tell you in a lifetime is turn your feet in when you're standing. When you walk up to someone, your feet are usually turned out. Raise your heels and turn them out so that your feet are straight. That takes the weight out of your back automatically. You can't stand on one leg. It takes half the misery that I see all day coming in here. People stand on one leg, they'll sit on the wallet, but they won't be balanced because their hips are tight. Your head goes forward, your shoulders round, your back sways, and your hips turn out. So those tight hips will get you in trouble. Turn the feet straight when you're sitting, when you're standing, when you're getting up. Make that the rest of your life and undo what gravity is doing to you, simply by that one motion. That, and put yourself through this reset condition. Give your body a little tune-up. Discharge it, recharge it, open up the breathing, improve the lymphatics, stimulate the GI tract, and you will have a better quality of life. It's not who gets out alive miserably, it's who gets out less miserably, because nobody gets out alive, right? Anyway, you will enjoy this product. I know I do. Any questions, give us a call. Thank you.